Alright guys, I wanted to remind you guys before we get into the video that we are doing an Oculus Quest 2 Elite battery strap and possibly even a Quest 2 giveaway on the channel. Click on this link here to get access to it. It's free to do it. All you got to do is follow a couple steps, subscribe to my channel, and you'll be entered in the giveaway. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, today we're here to do a video on my Rec Room Masters machine. Now, I actually did a video on this a year ago, I think a year ago, or a little over a year ago. Where I got my Rec Room Masters 32-inch arcade cabinet. It was the first arcade cabinet I actually ever got, and it's been fantastic. I love that thing. I had the controller, the Emulator Plus Edition, which came with 2-player controls. It had a spinner, it had an 8-way joystick, a 4-way joystick on top, and really solid buttons. But recently I saw that they were offering something called the Rgb Edition on their website, and immediately I started asking them, like, can I upgrade to this? Because I don't see it on your website. I only see it for new customers. And then found out that you can, if you currently own a 32-inch like I did, that you can actually email them and they will offer it to you if you email them and give you a custom quote. Now, granted, these things are pricey that we'll talk about here during the video, but of course the question is it actually worth it? Now, these buttons, the main reason I wanted them is something called LEDBlinky, and LEDBlinky is something we're going to showcase here in the video, which basically lights up your buttons and shows you buttons that are being used in MAME games and tells you exactly what buttons do what. All these different things that are really awesome that made me want to get this thing. And I've been wanting it for a while, but I didn't want to destroy my Emulator Plus Edition controller and rewire all that myself, because these guys do offer, lifetime warranty on the buttons and stuff, so I didn't want to lose that if I replaced all the buttons myself, and never really cared for it because I never actually experienced it before to even know what I was missing out on. So I now have the RGB controller here in hand. We're going to test it out with some MAME games and show you guys what this thing can do when you combine it with LEDBlinky and MAME, and maybe give you guys a showcase on what you guys can expect from this thing, guys, and then tell you guys what my final thoughts are. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are with my Rec Room Masters 32-inch upright machine. I actually did a review on this unit a couple of, I think it's been almost a year at this point, or maybe it has been a year. And I used to have the Emulator Plus Edition controller that they had with this exact design. But today I'm here to show you that they actually came out with a new product called the Rgb Edition. Basically what it is now, before the buttons that I used to have were just all black buttons, and the joystick was just a regular joystick, but I did have an LED trackball, but it only lit up in red. This is now a fully illuminated LED trackball, and here are more buttons here as well that all light up. These always lit up before, they just light up in white. They're the menu buttons, and then you got 2 more buttons you can light up here, and of course the spinner here as well. Now, before I show you these with these turned on, these are gold leaf buttons, so these are premium buttons, guys. These are not some like regular cheap ones, and I'll show you the comparisons here in a minute. But these are gold leaf buttons from Ultimark. They're fantastic. The trackball is also from Ultimark, and this is a servo stick, so this has automatic switching from 4-way to 8-way. So anytime I start a game, I use Hyperspin on my system. Anytime a game starts, it knows that it's a 4-way game, and you'll actually hear it. We'll see if we can hear it on this video to show you guys, but basically it then rotates the motor, and then when you exit the game, it goes back to 8-way and stays on 8-way until you play another 4-way game. So, but what makes these super cool, and not only that they light up, is what you can do when you start getting into things like LEDBlinky with games in MAME and stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into that now. Let me go ahead and start the intro sequence so you guys can see what the lights do, and this is all something you can customize, but this is how I have it currently. This is what happens when Hyperspin loads and it does this little intro video. And then after it does that little sequence, it starts flashing all the different colors, and those colors keep circulating until you actually, actually move the actual joystick or something. They'll keep circulating between all the different colors as you're seeing right now. Now, I don't know how easy this is going to come across in the video, guys, but these are really bright, really nice looking. As you can see, the joystick and the actual buttons here, how fantastic they look. Now, coming over here to my pinball machine, and you can see the buttons I have on here. Now, granted, these look fantastic. I never had any issues with these buttons. They light up good. You can see the colors are nice and lit on each side, but they don't compare to what these look like. These look and feel premium, and you can tell why this thing costs so much. This RGB controller from Rec Room Masters makes the cost of the upright 32-inch significantly go up in price, and it's because of these premium components that they're using. And you can tell how much better that these look in LED form, how bright the colors are, how vivid they look on all of this stuff, and more importantly is how well these buttons feel compared to the other ones. I think these feel, the Emulator Plus Edition system that I had before already felt good, but these feel even better than that one did. So let's go ahead and get into some stuff you can actually do with LEDBlinky for those people who have never seen it before. So I currently have LEDBlinky set up with anything MAME related. So let's go ahead and open up a MAME game. So because I'm touching the joystick, let's see here, my MAME category. You can see here we're at the main category. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter there. So you can see that I have the Hyperspin announcer kind of talking about the game. He announces the game and stuff. But as you highlight each one, it highlights the actual buttons that you need. So, and you can customize all of this. If you really want to go in depth and customize the exact colors for the exact game, you can if you want. It shows it for 3 seconds. It shows you the buttons that you're going to use. So you know exactly what button you're going to use. And like I said, you can go ahead and customize this in a million different ways to all these different colors, and it does highlight the second player when it needs to. So you can see that this one is highlighting both sides. When it's a 2-player game, it will highlight all of that for you. So no more questions when people come over on how you actually play a game, because only the buttons that are lit up are the buttons that are actually used in the game. And like I said, you can get fancy with this too. You can go, for example, I did Miss Pac-Man specifically. If we go into here and we search for Miss Pac-Man now, and we scroll down here. So when we get down here to Miss Pac-Man right now, as you can see, I actually made it to the joystick actually lights up in pink, as you saw there. So you can do all these different customizations. Here's another one, for example, if I go to, let's see, if I go to Galaga, for example, and I go and open up Galaga here, joystick is green, and I made the fire button red. So it lights up exactly, you know, you can customize the colors to kind of go with the theme of the game. But what's really, really cool, and what sets this apart, and what makes it really awesome, not only does it tell you the buttons, so there's never any questions, you know, of what's highlighting, but when you actually start a game, for example, if I start NBA Jam Tournament Edition here, if we listen to the commentary, you can see all the buttons are lit up. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. But if we start this game, hold on. Hope you enjoyed that one.
NBA Jam T. Turbo. Shoot block. Pass steal. Up. Down. Left. Right.
So you can see it actually told you exactly what the buttons do on each one. So let's take another game, for example. So it actually blinks as you're playing. So let's go ahead and go to my favorite game, for example. If we go back, since it's at the beginning of the list here, if we go to one of my favorite games. Did I pass it already? Yep. So this lights up the buttons again. I open this up. It does that little animation when you open up a game. And it lights up the controls again, guys. So it's fantastic because you'll never have anybody ask you any questions anymore when they come over on how to play something. And again, this is also works with the trackball now, since the trackball can now be customized to any color. If I scroll to another example here and I go to games like Golden Tee, for example, now I have the trackball lit up in green to kind of match, like, you know, the green fairway when you're shooting and stuff. So you can see that I have it set for 3 seconds, so it only lasts for 3 seconds when it's loading, but you can see there the trackball is green and it shows you the 2 buttons that you're going to use. So this thing really, really is cool. Now, I talked about also, let me go ahead and lower the volume of the machine so you guys can try and hear it, that this thing auto switches from 4-way to 8-way. It has an actual motor inside that switches these games for you without you having to do anything but a setting. I had to put one setting into Rocket Launcher to switch these games from 4-way to 8-way, and then I was on my merry way, and these things are all set up now to just switch automatically because it knows what games are 4-way versus 8-way. So I'm going to try and attempt to show you the volume of how you hear it switching. So I'm going to go to Miss Pac-Man because I know that that one is a 4-way game, and we're currently set to 8-way. So if I open this up and we try and listen to this carefully, let's see if I can get this to work for you guys. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was the motor switching. And then if I exit the game again, I don't know how easy that is to hear on camera, but it switched and it went right back to 8-way as soon as as soon as I switched. So this is probably the coolest and most useful at the same time upgrade I've done to the arcade room so far, guys. My Rec Room Masters machine has always been fantastic. It's my main machine in here. It's where most of the games get played. It's where all the games live. There's like 75,000 games on here. And, there's a lot of things you could do with this machine. And LEDBlinky is something I always thought about, but never actually wanted to invest in and rewire my Rec Room Masters control because, I had a warranty and then I had to rewire everything myself and it was already working pretty well. So I didn't know what I was missing out on because I never had LEDBlinky before. But now having it and now getting their controller build with their support on it, their warranty and everything with these buttons, and how fantastic, guys. I've never been a stickler for buttons before, but comparing these to all the other buttons that I have around the room from all my other machines that I have, these buttons are easily the best ones in the room and they feel fantastic, guys. These are gold leaf buttons and they feel so good, and the joystick feels fantastic. Like I said, the colors and the LEDs are so good compared to other machines that I have, like the NBA Jam machine that I did a review on. Those look fantastic too, but they don't look anywhere near as good with those lights as these do here. These have a premium look to it just when you stare at them from far away, and anybody's going to come in the room and be like, oh, those buttons definitely cost more than the other ones, because you can tell the premium look that they have, especially when you start playing with them. So I'm really happy with this RGB control panel, guys, for the Rec Room Masters machine. It is pricey, but you are getting what you pay for. These buttons are fantastic. You're getting a warranty through them, so if any of these buttons ever break, or the trackball or the joystick, it's warranted and lifetime guarantee on them replacing the button. So you pay what you can see where the money and value is coming from, guys. So this gives you a little bit of an overview of what I added to my Rec Room Masters machine with LEDBlinky now. You guys can get this on their website if you want to get it. If you already have a Rec Room Masters machine, like I did, and you have a 32-inch and you want to upgrade, you have to contact them directly through email for them to actually do it, because it's not available on their website. But if you don't have a Rec Room Masters machine at all, this machine is listed on their website for about $1,650 for the whole entire kit, of course, for the control panel and everything else, the LED marquee and all that. So you can get that as well if you haven't gotten one. But if you do have one of these machines like I did, you can just email them and they'll let you upgrade to this control panel. The control panel costs $950 for the control panel. Like I said, it is pricey, but it's awesome once you actually get it in. And, if you don't want to tinker with this stuff yourself and you want a warranty on all these buttons forever, this is definitely a route to go. Guys, if you guys have any questions about this, leave those questions down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.